Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So just a recap of what we've done previously. We have completely removed our engine. Just excuse what this whole area looks like. We'll still get it sorted, but anyway, we removed the engine. We removed a lot of components from the engine bay. So yeah, I want to finish up with the engine bay. I want to see how far we can get with that, but first of all I want to get the engine out of the way. So we do have an engine stand that side that we borrowed from Vicy. So we need to get the clutch removed so that we can get the engine onto the engine stand. So first of all, let's get started with that. Our engine's removed. Can't wait to redo the engine. As you can just see how extremely dirty that is. Not even that, but even if you have a look here, how extremely dirty and full of debris that is. But before we finish up with that, before we get started with this in any way, we need to go back to this side. I've done quite a lot. As you can see, most of the wires that's got a use that's working for something, I've marked them so I can just see what it's for, if I need to replace the wire or not. Here you can see as well. So yeah, I need to get started to get everything removed, all of those brackets, the window winder mechanism. I'm going to remove that complete box as well, because I believe that's just that's the voltage regulator for our alternator. But our alternator's got its own regulator inside, so I'm going to remove that complete box with the wiring. So that's got no use. And then yeah, so let's get to it. Let's get all of this things out so it's out of the way. Then as well, as I went along, I made a list here as I'm removing things that I need to buy that we're going to need for the new engine. Well, not the new engine, for our engine. Just to get everything fixed and just better things to be installed. So here's the things that I've bought so far, that's on that list. For example, new alternator wiring, as the alternator wiring is extremely thin. If you look at this, for example, that is the alternator wire that's supposed to charge the battery. Here you can see it nicely now, how actually thin this is. So yeah, it's really important that you make notes of what you need, because you will not remember everything. So as soon as I think of something, I'll write it on my list, and then I know I'm going to need it. So yeah, let's get to this. I can finally say I'm completely finished by removing everything that is necessary. I've got all the wires hanging on the side, as well as this side as well, so there's nothing left, as well as in the inside. It's only those two, one wire and one pipe there, but otherwise than that, everything else is out. You can see it's actually quite dirty. It is extremely dirty, especially here on the ends here as well. So I'm just going to take the wrap, just see how much I can get cleaned just with the water. And then after that, I'm just going to take some 4007 and a brush just to see if I can detail clean all of those areas. Those areas actually get cleaned quite easily with 4007 and a brush. And then just to get it clean, as soon as it's cleaned, then I can start to sand everything down so that it's easier to paint. So I've got my engine bay all cleaned up as I possibly could have gotten it with a 4007 and a brush. As you can see how nice and clean it is this side, and I don't know why it's just difficult on this side to get it cleaned, but yeah, not too stressed about it. So between my drill and my pencil grinder, you can see I've got this small bit of rust here, as well as a bit here in the corner. I've got in the corner that side as well, and then the biggest major part is this side. So I'm going to start by just getting rid of all of those rust, so I can basically get it down to the steel, and then we can treat it as soon as we are done with it. I want to see if I can get finished today with sanding down everything, get everything repainted, all of the small brackets, everything from top to bottom. I want to get the sanding down done today, and then as well as the painting done today, because we need to start with the engine as well. There it is, we need to get started with the engine, so we have a lot of work. So let's get to it. Let's get the painting done, and as well as the sanding down for this video, so that we can start with the engine bay. Let's get to it. So this just looks a lot better. As you can see how I managed to remove all of that rust that side, and then as well as most of the rust that's here, the heavy duty rust. So now I'm just going to go over to my sanding paper, water sanding paper. So yeah, basically just, it's wet and dry, but I'm going to use it for, I don't know, I'll mix between it. But this is 400 grit. So I'm going to start everywhere where you see where it's blue, basically from here. Just going to leave a bit of a line because that's where my front fender is going to go over. So I'm just going to basically now sand down all the blue that you see here, as well as a bit from the front, so that we can have everything covered, so that we can start with the painting. So let me get to it, as the sanding down is the worst part of everything, but with painting, your prep work is the most important part. So let me get to it, make sure everything is 100% before we get started to paint.
day.
Fortunately, everything did not go as planned. I did not finish up with the engine bay as I wanted to. But we're going to continue now today. Vianney is with the granny today, so we don't have to stress about her. And then Nat is also going to come now to come and assist me. So today we're going to see if we can finish up with all of the painting. Everything that you have in that corner that must be sanded down. And then as well some stuff here that must also be sanded down and painted. So we're going to see if we can finish up today. We're going to try again. So yesterday at least I've just put some primer on of the raw metal, as I didn't want to get rust on the new raw metal that was on it, as we already tried to prevent rust. So it already looks much better just by looking at a point where it's only one color. So I really think this is going to look super good, really good as soon as it's done. So I really can't wait for this. So I'm going to start by mixing up my primer. And then I'm gonna start by painting everything that's blue just to get it full of primer so that we can get started with our colors continuing forward.
Some time later.
The engine bay is done with the primer. It's already a big difference. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with what it looks like. Now it's just time to do the final color. So I'm not going to do the color revealing now. So if the TV turns over to black and white, please note, it's not your screen, there's nothing wrong with your TV. It's just that I want to keep it a surprise, the color that it's going to look like. I think it's going to look good. With the themes that we're going to put together, I really think it's going to look really good. So, Nat, as you can see, is busy sanding down the small parts. C'est my lovey? Vet bread. So, yeah, she's busy sanding that down. And then as well as this side, we've got some few extra parts as well that's being sanded down. So we're gonna go continue with it. It's late now, it's dark. Fortunately we have finished with the engine bay, just not all of the small things. I haven't done that yet, but probably in the next video we will be starting to put those back together. So we'll just finish it up behind the scenes so that you literally do not have to see how I do the rest of the brackets. So I'm really excited to show you guys what it looks like. Let's have a look. So tell me what you guys think, if you like it or you don't like it. Just let me know. It looks a bit empty-ish. I mean, there's not really much that's going on in the inside. But yeah, painted the inside here. You'll see on a later stage why I've done this. I'll explain it to you. And then my other brackets as well. My brake booster, I've started painting it, as well as my master cylinder for my clutch. So yeah, still have a few things that needs to be done here. This just excuse what the place looks like. I will be start cleaning it, as well as we don't need to paint anything here. It's only small things that needs to be painted. So I have to say it is a bit of a challenge. The reason for that is it's not a closed environment. As you can see, it's open there and it's open that side as well. So it is quite a lot of wind that comes through, but I believe that we did not too bad of a job. I believe the environment was all closed up. It would have been a bit better, but not too much, as I really tried to spend as much attention on it as possible. But yeah, you'll see there is some small marks in it, but otherwise than that, you can even have a look at the clear coat. It just looks really good. So I'm happy with it. I'm excited with it. Everything did take us a whole lot longer than anticipated, but unfortunately there's nothing really we can do, and we can't just paint when we want to, because we need to paint when it's warm. And if it's not warm and if it's cold, then the paint just gonna suck. You're gonna have a terrible time trying to paint it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned to see what's coming up next. Everything is always a surprise with me. You'll never know what you're gonna get. Maybe 4x4 or from there drag racing or Fifi or Eugene or whatever the case may be. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. If you watched until this far, it means you probably like the video. So please just hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy. Ciao.